featuring the Arlington Eagles and your Proctor Lady family. First, the starting lineups for the Eagles. Number 4, Rebecca Solari. Number 10, Brooke Holly. Number 15, Molly Elwell. Number 21, Avery Bucheri. And number 22, Julia Lacoste. The Eagles are coached by Larry Andrews and assisted by Ashley Hoyt. Now the starting lineups for your Proctor Lady Phantoms. Number 24, sophomore, Emma Reichert. Number 1, junior captain, Olivia Valerio. Number 13, junior captain, Abby McKieran. Number 14, senior captain, Megan Elrick. And number 5, senior captain, Mackenzie Hickey. Your Lady Phantoms are coached by Chris Hughes, assisted by Lisa Hughes and Jacob Tanner. How could you all please rise, move your hats, playing the national anthem.
Okay, we're here at the Bajani Gym on the 3rd of January, kicking off the new year with a varsity girls game, the Proctor Lady Phantoms against the Arlington Eagles. First meeting of the year for the two. Tip goes to Olivia Valerio and Abby McKieran brings it up. The Proctor Phantoms are going left to right. Mackenzie Hickey from the top of the key. Emma Reichert with the rebound. Pass to Olivia Valerio inside. Gets her own rebound. And ball turns over to the Eagles. Moving right to left. Eagles seem to be at a significant size disadvantage. Probably a little bit of an experience disadvantage, despite the fact that the Phantoms graduated 5 seniors last year. Ball over to Megan Elrick on the outside. Right now, the Phantoms are beating them on the boards big time. Eagles, however, get the rebound and get out and run. And Megan Elric rear ends Molly Elwell coming down the court, unable to stop. Still 0-0. That was a little bit odd right there. It seemed like the Eagle player threw it off her own foot, looked like a double dribble, but apparently Arlington coach wants a timeout. And wonder what let him do. Nevertheless, it's a 30-second timeout. The score is still 0-0. Proctor's definitely had his chances. They could easily be up in the game, miss some bunnies inside. And, you know, they've had again, for the second time this season, a very long layoff in between competitive games. I know a couple days ago they had a game against the alumni Lady Phantoms, who had won 3 straight state championships, but nothing's quite like actual game action, and that's where we are today. Megan Elric with the block, Olivia Valerio with the capture of the rebound. Nice pass inside. Megan Elric with the assist. Emma Reichert with the hoop. The Proctor bigs ought to be able to take advantage of the significant size disadvantage that they have on the offensive end. The question is whether they can continue to move their feet on defense. Apparently the ball was off one of the Eagle players, and Proctor brings it back down, leading 2-0. Nice entry pass by Mackenzie Hickey, puts Olivia Valerio at the line. Olivia today is wearing the unfamiliar number 1 as opposed to her usual number 20. Apparently her sister Alyssa was decided today to go skiing and drove off with her regular number 20 jersey in the car. So that's why you see Olivia in number 20. Hits 1 of 2 on the possession, goes over to the Eagles. One of the things, in just kind of following the Eagles in the paper, it seems they do have a bit of trouble scoring, and Proctor has throughout been a pretty solid defensive team. When there's Abby McKieran pushing the issue. And resetting. High screen and roll for Abby. Gets it on a foul on the floor. Not on the shot, so Proctor will take the ball underneath. Ball into Reichert, swinging it to McKieran in the corner for 3. Proctor jumps out to a 6-0 lead. Looked like a walk on the outside. Maybe they're going to let a little of that go, which would actually make for a much better game if they could. Rebound by Mackenzie Hickey. Seems like Megan Elric tweaked something there and is in a fair amount of pain on the floor. Alexis Bride is checking in. So with 4:29 left in the first quarter, the Phantoms lead 6-0. Nothing remarkable with regard to the team fouls. Eagles have 2. Proctor has 1. Alexis Bride checking in for Megan Elrick. Proctor moving the ball along the outside. Proctor taking its time in the half court. And there's a turnover. Proctor does seem to have a little trouble this year making the entry pass to the big. So much over the last couple of years, Proctor has been an outside guard-dominated squad, and I think that it's one of those skills that unless you work hard to make sure you do it right, making that entry pass and knowing the angles is a difficult thing to do. Boy, there was a walk, but as I said, it seems that this squad of officials is not paying that much attention to it. Olivia Valerio bringing it up quickly. Mackenzie Hickey with the outside jump shot. Ball off the Eagles. Alexis Bride battling inside. Ball off of Alexis Bride. Proctor maintains its 6-0 lead, and frankly, doesn't look like anything close to a scoring opportunity has arisen for the Eagles yet. Little backdoor, back screen move picked Alexis Bride, and she's got to be careful. She doesn't really have the experience in playing defense against Abby McCarron for 3. And the assist to Mackenzie Hickey. Proctor takes a 9-2 lead. Abby McCarron gets the ball off the floor. Again, Proctor turns the ball over with that, unable to make that entry pass. Second time in a row you've seen that, and again, that seems to be something they've struggled a little bit with this year. Bounce passes always work better in those situations. White wall on the deflection. Not much running in this game, and I'm sure that's what Arlington would like to see is Proctor opens up an 11-2 lead. And if they're going to leave Abby McCarron outside, standing there, spotting up threes, she's going to score 40. Her ability to get a shot off because of her size and the like is much different when you have a little pressure on her. But if she can stand out there and spot up, she's going to kill you. Abby McCarron has pretty much taken Molly Elwell out of her game at this point. and very difficult to get a shot off against Olivia Valerio inside when you're a guard trying to take it in. She's got a good 8 inches on you and 30 pounds. Nice pass by Olivia Valerio. Oh, didn't finish the bunny inside. Olivia is one of the better post passers that you'll see. And today they have her, I believe, playing a 3. And that's one of the things you really can't do. Another rebound for Olivia Valerio. All the way to the hoop for 2. Good defense on. Just short. Proctor finishes the first quarter with a 13-2 lead. Nobody's in foul trouble. You had Abby McCarron after the first quarter with 9 points. Olivia Valerio with 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. That's a nice filling up the stat sheet.
I have 10 and I have 22.
Emma Reichert finishes out the scoring for the Phantoms with 2.
Abby's 3-pointer that she put up was a 2-pointer. The last one.
They called it a 2?
Called it a 2.
Okay, refs are telling me that the last McCarron shot was not a 3-pointer, but in fact a 2-pointer. Score after 1 is 13-2.
No.
Checking in for the Phantoms. Sierra Thornton has put Olivia Valerio back on the post with Lexi Bride. Olivia double teamed, but forcing the issue inside, using her strength against the much smaller Eagle defenders. And she's at the line for 2. Misses the first. Looking across the way, and I see pretty much the entire West Rutland girls team over here taking a look at these teams. I believe that they play Arlington. Abby McCarron digging down and getting in on that ball. It's going to have a tough road to hoe there with Olivia and Abby. Battle on the inside. Every rebound Proctor seems to have some chance. Alexis Bride picks up her first. Ball on the floor, so it's Arlington possession. Arlington moving the ball on the outside. Proctor not putting that much ball pressure, although as soon as I say that, Mackenzie Hickey steps in, picks up the foul. Mackenzie seemed to think that was all ball, but that was only her first, and Arlington goes to the line. In a lot of games, just to stay in it, you got to hit your free throws, you got to hit your layups. Hitting them You score without the clock running and missing them, it puts you in a hole. It turns the ball over to the other side. Neither Proctor nor Arlington has distinguished itself today, and got the hat trick that time with the misses, and Proctor brings the ball down again left to right. Mackenzie Hickey, kind of a wild off-balance shot, but she tends to do that. Sometimes Mackenzie, when she doesn't want to, doesn't seem like she's getting the ball enough, decides, well, now we're going to get the ball. Olivia Valerio with the block off of Arlington, and ball turns over to the Phantoms. You can tell sometimes the players will decide, well, I'm just going to get this ball up and shoot it sometimes because I haven't had a shot in a while. And that's not necessarily good, but at least you know their head's in the game when that occurs. Another foul on the inside.
21, 2. Her first. Team score.
Olivia Valerio drains the first. And the second. You get to the line enough, you start to get a little bit of a rhythm, and Olivia is a good free throw shooter. Now Proctor's up 16-2, and Arlington is having a lot of trouble scoring in the half court. They're running a flex type offense. I can't say it's the pure flex. Another rebound for Olivia. Another rebound on the offensive side this time. And Proctor stays in the half court. Now see, that's a bad angle to do an entry pass. You're trying to do it flat when someone's three-quartering. You got to get an angle below the foul line and get a bounce pass in there. Not a real good choice by Abby McCarron that time. But when you're up 16-2, there are a lot of things that kind of float by. Off of Arlington, and Proctor will do it again from underneath the hoop. Proctor being, again, a terribly right-handed biased team. Seems almost never to start the offense on the left-hand side. Now the Eagles in the half court still having difficulty just getting off a clean shot. Mackenzie Hickey with the steal. And Proctor running the floor. Abby McCarron to the hoop. Draws the foul. And we'll be at the line for two.
Are you going for Abby?
McCarron hits the first. Proctor up 17-2 now with 4 minutes and 33 seconds left in the first half, and McCarron hits the second. Abby McCarron really should be given a huge amount of credit for taking Elwell out of the offense. double team and ball put in a tough spot. Turnover by the Phantoms. Back come the Eagles. Again, they seem somewhat confused in the half court. I'm not even sure that they're running an offense sometimes. A little bit of a jumble. Molly Elwell, pretty much their best shooter on the team. I guess they called a double dribble on the play. Looked like it was almost a 5 seconds, but nevertheless it was a turnover to the Phantoms, and Proctor bringing it back up, leading 18-2 with 3:12 left in the second quarter. Again, Proctor seems to not have a good understanding of how to do an entry pass. But they can sure shoot three-pointers if you leave them open. That's Abby McCarron for 3. Here comes Abby McCarron pushing the issue. Foul on number 15 this time, Molly Elwell. McCarron at the line for 2. Hits the first. Now Isabel Valerio entering the game. Isabel and Olivia, of course, are sisters. Number 1 and number 11. They two are sisters of Alyssa Valerio, who was a member of all 3 Proctor State Championship teams and a member of the Twin State All-Star team that stomped all over New Hampshire last year, which was quite the surprise and actually quite a lot of fun to go watch. Another turnover by the Eagles. Just don't seem to be able to do anything in the half court. Isabel Valerio with the shot. Olivia Valerio with the interception. Again, the size advantage for Proctor, even when Proctor has 3 small guards in there. Emma Reichert with the rebound, and back comes Proctor. Again, Proctor sets up right. Emma Reichert with the left-handed half hook in the middle. Emma Reichert with a rebound, having a little flurry of activity as we close down the half. Emma Reichert with another little left-handed turn and a foul. The size disadvantage is, again, it's palpable here. You just see 3-4 inches for everybody on the inside for Proctor between Reichert and Valerio and Elric when she's in. Mackenzie Hickey plays bigger than she is, and the aggressiveness is there. 28-2 now with 31 seconds left in the half, and the Eagles coming up to Olivia Valerio with the steal. Nice bounce pass, but couldn't quite pick it up. A little bit low. And it's a turnover. Proctor now with 19 seconds on the defensive end, and here come the Eagles. And they finally score a hoop. 28-4, 6 seconds left, 5, 4, and Isabel gets a rebound right at the buzzer. Proctor has a 28-4 lead at the half. Nobody in foul trouble, only 3 team fouls. And things look bleak right now for the Eagles, but they play these games because you never know what's going to happen with a three-point line in high school basketball. And I know that the Eagles have a couple of players who can drain them if they decide they're going to do that. Nevertheless, we have a 28-4 score at the half, and we'll be back in a minute for the start of the second half. For the second half of Arlington versus Proctor Lady Phantoms. Proctor leading at halftime, 28-4. First half scoring, Olivia Valerio with 6, Abby McCarron with 14, Emma Reichert with 7. On the possession exchange, the Eagles took the ball first, and here come the Phantoms, this time moving right to left. I'd like to let you know that this half I'm joined by Proctor Lady Phantom alum Alyssa Valerio. Who joined us at halftime. Ball into Olivia Valerio. Who misses inside and picks up a foul. That's her first foul.
Not a good one to pick up, but it's all right that it was only one of them.
You can tell that things are, the biggest problem that Proctor's going to have in this game is maintaining focus for the second half.
And that'd be one of those instances where...
Well, in that case, Abby McCarron fell down in the lane. Olivia switched over, and that left her person open on the boards. This half, we have Sierra Thornton, Abby McCarron, Olivia Valerio, Mackenzie Hickey, and Emma Reichert starting. Megan Elwick went down in the first half with a twisted ankle. I talked to her at halftime. She said she's doing fine. Probably if this were a closer game or a playoff game or the like, she would have taped it up and been back in, but there's no point in taking a chance.
I think the girls need to realize this half that the clock's on their side. Work the ball a lot on the offensive end and get a good shot.
Yeah, you'd like to see 3 or 4 passes in the offensive end, and that's something that I've been asking for, frankly, from day one. Proctor does tend to be a little bit rushed in the half court, and as I suspected Arlington would do, they've come out with a couple of 3-point shots. Trying to shoot their way back in with the 3, and that's one of the ways you can get into a game when you're down a lot in high school basketball, because that 3-point line's not that far.
And frankly, with this Arlington team, if they get hot, they get really hot. And any team looks good when you can hit a 3-pointer.
Again, Proctor seems to be unable to do a simple entry pass, and I've seen this game after game, and you see it again today. But a bounce pass, you have to have a bit of an angle and get that bounce pass into the belly of the big who's on the inside. You can't make a flat pass straight in. Now, Proctor's defense in this game, as with most of its championship seasons, is going to be the key to winning. That time, Abby McCarron gets beat backdoor, and you see the Eagles making a mini run, closing the deficit to 20. Emma Reichert for 2, a little right-handed hook.
Good on Proctor's job for recognizing that height difference there in the zone and taking advantage of that, especially in the post.
Another block for Olivia. Valerio that time. Now, again, Proctor doesn't seem to be able to make the entry pass. Down the road, they're really going to have to be able to do that because you can't rely on Abby McCarron to do all the scoring from the outside. Seems like some of the inside scoring. There's Olivia Valerio for 2, right in her sweet spot.
She does like that foul line, extended even, jump shot.
But Proctor's going to have to get some diversity in its scoring, inside and outside. And they can be a very difficult team, very difficult out in the state championship tournament. Reach on Molly Elwell. That's her 3rd foul. Elwell and Lacoste in this particular game have pretty much been taken out by
good hustle play by both teams.
Mackenzie Hickey on the floor. When Olivia Valerio gets that ball on the inside, she's got to chin it and turn strong. And if you got to knock a couple of teeth, then they'll get off you at some point. But
that is one thing Arlington does have to their advantage. They're little and scrappy.
They get their hands active in there. Unfortunately, today it's resulted in a lot of fouls. In bad spots. You can sometimes take fouls on the floor that don't result in free throws, but Proctor has been to the line an awful lot of times, and really it's because their size on the inside is something that is difficult for Arlington to deal with. Proctor again in its man-to-man defense. Olivia with another rebound, bringing the ball up court.
For big, Olivia's a good dribbler. She shouldn't be afraid to kick that up the court even a little bit further.
Yeah, and when she does do that, she has. During this season, she's had very good scoring opportunities, and at least is getting to the free throw line. Wild shot from 22, 23 feet. You can see Elwell having a little bit of frustration dealing with Abby McCarron. She just wants to get a shot off at some point. Alexis Bride now in the game for Emma Reichert. Proctor with a 35-12 lead with 3:02 left in the 3rd quarter. Neither team in foul trouble. So now in for the Phantoms is Mackenzie Hickey, Olivia Valerio, Sierra Thornton, Abby McCarron, and Alexis Bride. Arlington in a trapping zone. Alexis Bride. That was one of the slowest drives to the hoop that I have ever seen. Nevertheless, she found the crease and got to the line.
I think in reality, Arlington's disguising a 2-3 as a 1-1-3 and waiting for that first pass to attack.
If you can find a seam in the zone, you can make some hay, but usually zones are very difficult to dribble through, and you're going to be much benefited by moving the ball 3 or 4 times.
Frankly, Arlington is playing their zone relatively slowly. Zones can be useful, but only if you're willing to put in the effort and the extra bit of defense.
Alexis Bright hitting both of them and getting ready to check in is Morgan Anderson. Kind of a heave at the hoop that time by Arlington. You can tell when the shots don't look like shots that there's something not quite right going on. You know, someone's getting their hand on the ball, taking you out of your rhythm on the dribble, forcing to your left, doing something that you're not used to doing.
Frankly, that's credit to Proctor's defense. Making them a little bit more uncomfortable, rushing them just that extra bit to force and rush that shot.
Again, Abby McCarron with that ill-advised entry pass. I don't know, you know, she's a great player, but boy, that's the one thing that is, you kind of look at it and you go, geez, can she make that pass? But one thing she can do is get the ball out in the open court and run like hell.
Easy way to get that that entry pass, though, is to move the ball and ball fake, especially against a zone that isn't as efficient as Arlington's zone.
The thing that I notice is the passes are flat. They're not at angles. So, you know, it allows someone who's three-quartering on defense to get a hand on the ball. If the ball moves, you can create an angle and then get the ball to bounce up into the chest of the big on the inside, and that's going to be much more effective.
I think it'd also be to Proctor's benefit if they can get some post-on-post passing on the inside, not just in and out
early in the
necessarily.
game. That was actually something that was working pretty well with. I didn't get who scored that, but Arlington has hit a couple more shots this half, clearly than the last half.
There's that post-to-post play. That's there. Arlington's zone often caught ball watching.
Abby McCarron with the rebound on the inside, pushing the pace. Olivia getting the loose ball in the middle and again going up left. Going to get herself to the free throw line. .31 seconds left in the third quarter. Proctor leading 39-14. And Olivia dribbles in the first one. And the second one is good as well. .27 seconds left in the half. And Proctor on the defensive end doing what it usually does, which is wreaking some significant havoc for whoever they're playing. Olivia Valerio with another rebound. But apparently get tied up on the inside. And on the change of possession, goes over to Arlington. Olivia Valerio cleans up the final rebound of the third quarter, and Proctor ends the quarter with a 41-14 lead. Only one team foul in the half. to Arlington's 4. And Arlington has a long row to hoe to try to get back in this game. Doesn't seem to be able to deal with Proctor's size, defense, and Proctor seems to do, short of being able to make a clean entry pass, seems to be able to do about whatever they want in the half court. On the change of possession, Proctor gets the ball to begin the fourth quarter. Starting the half for the Phantoms, Abby McCarron, Alexis Bride, Morgan Anderson, Olivia Valerio, and Mackenzie Hickey.
I think it's important that Proctor recognizes that they're up and to use the clock and work the Arlington's defense to their advantage.
Morgan Anderson forcing the ball in that time to Olivia Valerio, who scores a easy one on the inside.
Arlington does do a good job of cutting to the hoop.
Molly Elwell off the mark that time. That was one of the best shots that we've seen for her. She's had trouble getting off clean shots. Proctor coming back, moving right to left.
Good inside out by Olivia Valerio.
And the Eagles with the rebound. Elwell bringing it up and trying to make that long pass. Mackenzie Hickey getting the interception, but turning it over with a little shuffle of the feet there on the sideline. Good effort on Mackenzie's part. Mackenzie got her hand, I believe, on that shot, knocked it out of bounds. Arlington turns it over on the inbounds. I think it should have been ball out of bounds under the hoop. I don't think anybody touched it, but at this point,
yeah, I agree with you.
Who's going to be nitpicky? Alexis Bride, not understanding you got to pass against a zone, not dribble against a zone. Commits the turnover.
I think they understand conceptually how to beat a zone, get in the gaps, move the ball inside out.
Nice two-handed block by Mackenzie Hickey that time. Sorry about that, Alyssa. Go ahead.
That's all right. Just a relatively young team, and little things like double dribbles, travels.
Isabel Valerio in for Mackenzie Hickey. Isabel is a freshman on the varsity squad, and plays some good defense and has some decent skills, and eventually whoa, that was an interesting attempt at a shot.
Arlington definitely getting desperate for some baskets at this point.
Again, it's out of frustration that those shots are going up wildly like that. Abby McCarron from the corner. And that was a 2 that we're hearing from the refs. Isabel Valerio kind of drawing the charge, basically standing there, and the offensive player ran directly into her. Proctor leading 45-14 with 6:02 left in the fourth quarter, and Arlington with 6 fouls, and Olivia with that nice inside-out passing game.
Good patience by Proctor this time down on the offensive end.
It's Olivia's second foul, coming over the top. Number 5, Mackenzie Hickey with the foul on the floor. That's her second foul. This will be an interesting group out for Proctor right now. Elwell off the mark. Reichert with the rebound tied up and possession over to the Eagles.
With her height, she should get that rebound and hold it up, chin it.
You got to chin it and turn with your elbows out. People don't want to get near that when you do it, and it's completely legitimate play.
And it doesn't give those smaller players the ability.
Steal by Reichert. Mackenzie Hickey going to the hoop. I think he called a jump ball.
He did.
Change of possession. This time goes over to Proctor.
Interesting. Not sure Proctor knew what they were running on that out of bounds.
That's what happens when you're 2-3. Well, I think that Olivia Valerio's a captain. Abby McCarron's a captain. They're the
Mackenzie Hickey's a captain, and Megan Elrick.
And Megan Elrick. And Megan's out, and Olivia and Abby are on the bench. And so you've got Mackenzie out there who, while a captain this year as a senior, didn't get a ton of time the last couple of years. And some confusion is probably to be expected.
I think they had the wrong person taking the ball out.
I think you might be right about that, although
most of their plays are run for more of the bigger people to be taking the ball out. Normally a 3 when I was playing, at least.
Another jump ball. It's going to get a little ugly, I think, for the last 5 minutes and 16 seconds of what they refer to in France as garbage time.
Are you sure that's a French term? Good rebound by Isabel Valerio. Oh, bad outlet pass, though.
Now we got another jump ball.
I think they're tired of calling fouls.
Actually, you might be right about that, Alyssa.
Don't want to waste any more time with foul shots.
If we want to keep at the foul line every time, you're going to have a problem.
Good pass by Courtney Courier.
That was one of the easiest ones she had. She hit the hard ones earlier in the game, and Emma Reichert, though, getting back into the play, getting a hand on it, and guess what?
Jump ball?
Another jump ball.
That's one thing that's really easy to do when you're up by this much, is not get back on defense.
Oh no, I guess they called a foul on that one, not a jump ball.
Interesting.
I thought I saw 2 thumbs up, not a fist in the air, but it is what it is.
From here on out, Proctor will be shooting foul shots for every foul that Arlington commits.
Emma Reichert drains the first.
Could get scary, put the game even further away for Proctor.
Well, I think the scary factor is pretty much either there or over by at this point. Off of White that time, off of Reichert's hands, and it's the Eagles' ball out of bounds.
No, that's actually good defense by Emma. Three-quartering, and then the second the
Play
ball's
over
in
the
the air,
top.
slipping right behind her.
You know, I think you can, with probably when you get a new big in like Arlington has, you want to play behind her until they can prove they can take the ball on the inside. Isabel Valerio picking the ball up on the inside and getting it back out, resetting the offense. That's a very tough spot to be for a small player like Morgan Anderson.
But she sure was not going to let her convert that for an easy layup.
Yeah, Morgan Anderson hustled back, and when the Arlington player stopped, she didn't. In legal terms, we call that a rear ender. That means you get two.
Tough matchup for Emma Reichart, but
it looked like a kick.
yeah, it was a kick. Probably, again, not wanting to stop the clock.
I don't blame anybody. Courtney Courier in the game and does something. Good rebound. Mackenzie Hickey picks up her third foul. With Proctor leading 47-14 with 3:14 left in the half, I don't think that anybody's particularly worried about the third foul on Mackenzie Hickey. It's been a long time in between scores for the Eagles, and that free throw brings the score to 47-15. Abby McCarron back in the game.
Along with Erin Flanders.
Yes, Erin Flanders making her first appearance.
Erin Flanders is a sophomore, and she actually took last year off from basketball.
Nice entry pass that time by Isabel Valerio to Emma Reichart, who scores two. Isabel gets in the quote-unquote in the book with an assist.
I have been noticing Proctor's been having a tough time closing out because they've been playing good help side defense, but the second the ball is swung and their person gets it on the three-point line, they've been getting beat easily.
Alexis Pride getting ready to check back into the game for somebody. Emma Reichart coming out.
It's important to get your core group some touches, but at the same time, you have to think for the future of the season. You can't risk any injuries.
Isabel did the right thing that time, taking the ball hard to the hoop, but frankly, when you take it to the hoop, shoot the ball. Maybe you get a foul, but she ran into a big girl there in number 33 for Arlington.
Can't teach tall.
Arlington in a 1-3-1 type zone right now, and some of the inexperienced Phantoms in there don't know how to deal with that. It's actually a pretty easy zone to beat if you put somebody on the baseline. Overload that side, and deep shot by Erin Flanders. Draws, well, nothing.
Not really sure that's her shot.
I think that she was excited to be in her, this might be the first game she got into this year, and you get some excitement for that, and sometimes you want to just get a shot up. I will say she was open.
Yeah, definitely not doing any damage at this point in the game either. Proctor does do a good job hedging on those pick and rolls that Arlington keeps trying to play.
With the second squad or more than second squad in for Proctor at this point, the Eagles are getting more open shots than they got pretty much the whole entire rest of the game. I mean, frankly, if I were Proctor at this point and the Eagles decided to sit in a zone for the entire time, I'd pass the ball around the outside till the clock ran out.
Yeah, make them play man. Not that it's a particularly close game, but
I don't know what. See, now that entry pass, what are you really gonna do?
also partially the job of the post player to post up high on that block so she can turn either way.
Yeah, she was very deep in that particular situation. Nevertheless, Proctor ball out of bounds.
It's hard to find that happy medium between short corner and
backcourt on Proctor that time. Flanders didn't understand that you had to touch that ball, otherwise the Eagles could pick it up and pretty much go right to the hoop. So somebody else did pick it up. Paper's going to show a 49, probably a 20-point game by the time this is done, and it wasn't nearly that close. .27 seconds left. Proctor up by 21, 49-28, and the clock has been their friend for, well, probably half the game at this point.
Arlington did have a better second half, however.
Aaron Flanders with that jump shot again as time runs down. No fouls. Proctor wins the game 49-28 over Arlington on this third day of January 2015. First game of the season of the year for Proctor.
Yeah, not a bad way to start the year.
I'll get you some scores. Got Olivia Valerio with 13, Abby McCarron with 18. Emma Reichert with 15, Alexis Bride with 2. And I believe that will do it for the scoring for Proctor.
Yeah, and a good job on Proctor's part, playing in one of the other top 4 teams in Division 4 and handling it easily.
Of note as well, I had Abby McCarron with 3 assists, Olivia Valerio with 11 rebounds, and to go with her 13 points. Pretty strong showing for the Phantoms coming out of the Christmas and New Year break. So we'll see you next time. It's Matt Valerio and Alyssa Valerio saying goodbye from Bajani Gym. I believe we may see you this week. Thanks.